All right, welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to talk about women, and we're going to talk about if you just look at this picture. I think this is the first colored women voters of Ettrick. I don't know where Ettrick is at. I didn't do the research on that part, but that really doesn't matter. I mean, these were the first women voters in that area, apparently, and this is the picture that they were taking. But look at the picture that you're looking at. You're looking at women, African American women, or Negro women, or African women, or whatever you want to call them, bronze women. Okay, you're looking at them, and and the reason why I didn't say black is because I'll get to that in a second. Okay, but you're looking at these women, and you don't see weave. You don't see makeup. I don't think they're wearing makeup. They're not wearing any weave. They're wearing dresses. They're not wearing pants. So they're basically are natural women, right? We don't see that any longer, right? We don't see natural women any longer in the world, right? There's only a few women that are living to God's standards, right? God hates women that wear pants. I know women have to wear pants to work and stuff. You can't wear dresses every day. I understand it. But God hates women that wear pants. And the reason why he does that is because when you walk away and a man walks away, he says it's hard to tell who's who. And he wants clear distinction on who's a man and who's a woman. And if I was God that created men and women, I would want the same thing. Who would want to who would create a man and a woman and then can't even identify them when they turn their backs, especially if they both have like ball caps on and they turn around their backs and they both have jeans on or pants on. You can't even tell who really who. As a creator, I would be upset as well. But for me, that we're living on the earth and we know that women wear pants all the time now, but 100 years ago they didn't. Matter of fact, I think it's Hillary Clinton was the one who actually started wearing pants in the political arena first. I think. I'm not sure. I think I saw something that somebody said Hillary Clinton first on scene with pants in the political space or something. I'm like, Hillary Clinton is not that old, but I don't know. But yeah, pants just came on about 100 years ago. So before that, women never wore pants. Okay, so just think about that, ladies. You never wore pants before 100 years ago. So some satanic person said, I'm gonna disobey God and I'm gonna start wearing pants because I want women to look like men. Right? That was one of the first things that they did to women, to try to make women look like men and to try to make men look like women look like men, is the pants, right? Now, I know a lot of women are probably like, man, how you going to tell me I can't wear pants? I didn't say you can't wear pants. I said God does not like when women wear pants because he cannot tell who's who, right? Well, we can't do. He can, but we can't tell who's who when they walk away. Sometimes, of course, if you women that wear tight pants and their booties are hanging out, then that's a different story because they walk different as well with heels as well, right? But you can tell that these women right here are honoring God. There's no makeup, there's no weaves, and they're wearing dresses, right? These women right here, people are gonna look at them and be like, "Oh man, they don't even look that good." This is what some people will say. "Oh, they don't look that good. They all look like blah 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 blah," right? But I guarantee you, these women had marriages, probably 70-year marriages. These women cook, they clean, they had I guarantee they probably had great communication with their men, and they respected their men, right? That's all men want. If you really think about it, right? Men want a woman who can cook, right? Now you got men cooking as well, so you can join together and cook together, which is cool with me. You know what I mean? If I can cook and women can, I don't really know how to cook like that, but I would love to know how to cook, or I'll just order a chef. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But anyways, back then women loved to cook anyways. I mean, they loved to clean, they loved to cook, they loved to take care of the house back then. And they send their men off to work, right? And they take care of the house and they hold the house down, okay? And then if they needed an extra job, they would go get an extra job, right? But back then, these marriages were lasting 50, 60, 70 years. And they were natural. These women were natural with dresses and natural hair and no makeup. Now, let's go to today's world where women are having breast implants, butt injections, wearing tons of makeup, wearing weaves and the whole nine, and they cannot even keep a man. Right? They're doing everything on the outside, but their insides are rotten. Because they think that the outside is going to be able to keep a man, but it's the inside that keeps a man. Right? And your insides, your heart, your feelings, your communication, your mind, that's what keeps a man in a relationship for 70 years, not your outer appearance. And women today continue to fail that because we're in a fallen world, right? Where the media has brainwashed women to think that everything to keep a man is on the outside. But once they do everything on the outside to keep a man and the man leaves them for another woman, they are crushed because they believe the media. They were brainwashed to the media. And even when we as prophets come out here and talk about these things, we get hated on for bringing God's rules and regulations. Knowing that God's laws and rules and regulations are not to destroy you or not to prevent you from having fun or looking pretty or whatever the case may be, but it's to protect you. It's to honor him, but it also is to protect you in the long run. And and all you have to do is go back to history like these beautiful women to understand God's laws, right? These women right here were the first colored voters. I guarantee you their husbands were strong black men, alpha dogs. So we don't have a lot of alpha males anymore. As you guys know, we have a lot of beta males and we have a lot of feminine males. And that is by design, right? That is by design. And it all started with the pants. The women wearing the pants, that's where it started from. The women wearing the pants is where this thing started from, and they put an agenda together to destroy the men and women. And they want them to become one. They want feminine males and they want rugged alpha women, right? They don't want to be able to tell the difference between a man and a woman anymore, right? They want to destroy God's kingdom, right? And this will bring their population control, because that means that men and women aren't marrying each other, aren't having kids, because a woman wants to be a man wants to be a woman, and no one is having babies. And if they are having babies, they're having it unnatural ways, artificial ways, or maybe even transhumanism ways in the future. And cloning, and they're having it the unnatural way. And so population is decreasing drastically. That's the planned thing. They didn't, and it all started with the pants. It all started with the pants. Okay, so a lot of people, especially women, don't like when we talk about the weave and makeup, because they spend a lot of money on the weave and makeup. But look, you can be 30 years old, 29, 25, 35, 40, 50 years old, and you've been wearing weave and makeup, and you're single, divorced, or whatever you are, and you can't keep a man. That should tell you something. Okay? There's millions of women out here wearing weave and makeup and and getting all these injections and getting all these surgeries on their bodies, and they single. They can't keep a man. Look at all these women in Hollywood who have the weaves and makeup and all of them, and even have money, and they can't keep a man. Rihanna, all these people that are celebrated, and idolized, they can't keep a man. Even Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, right? So if Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, women are like, we can't win for nothing, because if Beyonce can be cheated on, then we don't even have a shot, Because women and men and this universe are looking at outside appearance. They're not looking at what's in. They're not looking at what is inside, right? Because the number one rule for a man is, I want to be respected in my house. That's it. If you respect the man inside his house, you're going to get the best version of that man. Point blank and simple. If a man feels like when he comes home from work, or when you come home from work and he's respected as a man of the house, and there's no arguments about that, you're going to get the best version of that man, right? And I guarantee you, these beautiful women knew about that. They knew. They knew how to respect the man. Okay? Women back then, that's why they had 70-year marriages. They knew how to communicate. They knew that the man was the head of the household, and you better treat him as one, right? As a king of the house, of his household. The house needs to be clean, and food needs to be on the table if he's the one going to work all the time. If you're going to work as well, then you both do it together. Or the children pitch out and they clean the house and stuff if they're of age, right? To clean and stuff like that. And if they are of age to cook, and usually, women and boys should be able to know how to cook by 11, 12, 13 years old, right? I was cooking at that age, right? So, and then they help out. It all depends on what's going on in that household and who needs to work and who doesn't work, right? But at the end of the day, I guarantee these women knew about respect, right? They knew how to respect their man. This is why. And so what men want is just, number one is respect. Number two, loyalty, right? And when you respect a man, you're usually loyal to that man, right? So respect, loyalty, love, communication, right? Or maybe communication, then love. Love is really the number four. Like, you know what I mean? Like when men see you, they think it's love anyways, right? If you're just around us, we think you're loved. We think we're being loved anyways. So love can come down to number four. You know what I mean? Because just being around us, we feel like you're loving us anyways, right? Sleeping in the same bed with us at night, going to bed or cuddling at night and stuff like that. That's love to men. Okay? So, you know what I mean? So love can come down to number four, because respect, loyalty, and communication are three of the biggest things for men, right? Because if you don't communicate with your man, then he starts communicating with other women. He'll start telling other women about football games and basketball games, and voting and politics and things like that. And then they will start having feelings towards each other, right? Because he can't communicate with you. So respect, loyalty, and communication, and then love. Love is number four. If I already married you, you know I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm with you, you know I love you. That's how a man thinks. If I'm with you, you know I love you. If I married you, you better know I love you. So love can be number four, ladies. Love is not that important to a man. It's loyalty, communication, and respect. Respect's number one. Respect is everything. Because if you don't respect the man becomes a child. If you don't respect the man will become a child. If you don't respect a man, the man will become a child. So then it'll be you, your children, and another grown children, right? Another grown man but is acting like a children because he's not respected, right? So he won't do stuff that he's normally supposed to do. If he's supposed to pick the kids up, he stops picking the kids up. Dad, where you at? I don't really care. Go walk, because he's not being respected. He starts acting like a child. Okay? So number one, men want to be respected. That's number one. That is number one king. If you get a man, if a man feels like he's being respected, you get the best version of that man. Number two is loyalty, of course. You know, you're not out there cheating, jumping on poles and flipping on things you're not supposed to be flipping on. Okay? Or being caught in hotels with other dudes and things like that. Or women or whatever it is, right? Number two, loyalty. Number three is communication, right? Communicate with your man. Tell him how you feeling. Tell him things going on. How's his day? Blah, 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 blah. And he's communicating back with you and you're not being quiet to him, right? And then four is love. Because if I'm with you, I love you. You know, that's how a man thinks, ladies. Okay? Now, these women, back then, marriages were lasting 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Today, marriages last 3 to 5 years at tops. And you are all wearing the weave, makeups, and butt implants and breast injections, and you're in the gym 24 hours a day, and you can't keep a man. Right? Because you're all focusing on the outer part, and men don't really, to stay with a woman, care about the inner part. The outer part is just to communicate with you. If I'm coming to you to communicate with you, it's because I'm attractive to your outerness, but now your inner part needs to keep me. Right? If I'm communicating with you, then that means that there's attraction there outwardly. But now you need the inner for me to stay. Right? And so this is why you see men with attractive women, and then 2 to 3 weeks later, that woman is gone. And I had to break up with her. She was crazy. Right? Because he got to it with her from how she looked in the beginning, you know, on the outer, but the inner was all messed up. She was crazy on the inside. Right? So she had to go. And then he goes to find another attractive woman he's attracted to, until he tries to find one that actually is attractive on the outside and then has what it takes for him on the inside. Right? Or what he's looking for on the inside. So women, you know, and I'm not going to call you black women because God does not like that word black. You know, and I've said this before in the video. Okay? God does not like the word black. He does not like us calling ourselves black Americans, black Negroes, black African Americans, black Africans, Black Panther. He doesn't like the word black. Okay? The Soviet Union, the people in the Soviet Union were using that word as a derogatory word towards the people of the Caucasus. The people of the Caucasus were about 90% white. Caucasian, right? The people of the Caucasus. They were 90% Caucasian. And the Soviet Union, the Russians in the Soviet Union were calling them people blacks as a derogatory name. And I'm pretty sure it spread into Western and Europe as well, where they were calling derogatory, using that word black as a derogatory name. Okay, Negroes weren't called blacks. We were called Negroes, you know. We were called slaves or Negroes or Africans. We weren't called blacks. Okay? Even when you come to America in the early 1900s, you saw newspapers and magazines calling Caucasian people blacks. They were using it as a derogatory name. It wasn't because of their skin color. It was used as a derogatory name, as an insult. This is why God does not like us calling ourselves black. He wants us to call ourselves bronze people. You know, African American is cool. That's the name that they made up for us here in America. Okay, you know, Negroes, Ivorians, the Hebrews, whatever you want to call yourself. But God does not like us calling ourselves black. I'm going to repeat that again for you Negroes out there, you colored people. God doesn't stop calling yourselves black. It's a derogatory name. Do your history on these words and the things that you're calling yourselves. Stop celebrating derogatory names. You need to do your history, people, colored people. That's the reason why these people, the Zionists and all these people get to do this to you people, you colored people, is because they know you don't want to do your research. You don't want to do your history. You don't want to learn who you really are. You don't care. All you care about is hair, makeup, weave, Kim Kardashian, and demonic music and reality TV shows. They know you don't care about who you really are. This is why they're able to call you these types of names and you're okay with it. And they just laugh behind the scenes like, I can't believe these people don't even know what black means. And they're all celebrating Black Panther. You know, like, we need to know who we are. But we don't care. And that's the problem with us. That's the problem with the Negroes. That's the problem with the Ivorians. That's the problem with the Hebrews. That's the problem with the African Americans. That's the problem with the bronze-colored people. Right? We don't care we don't care about our history. The first colored women voters in Ettrick. We don't care about our history. We don't celebrate our history. We don't use our history to bring knowledge to other people who don't know, because we don't care about our history. Right? So we go with the flow. And the flow is designed to destroy us. The flow is designed to have women looking like men looking like women, and nobody, giving birth anymore, and population control, and everybody looking stupid. People not having jobs because computers are going to take over the jobs. Everybody, going digital, right? And then they turn the lights off, and then we're all we've all lost our wealth. You know what I mean? Like, that's what going with the flow is, right? Taking us straight, going with the flow of the world is going to take us straight to hell, It's going to take us to loneliness, divorce, depression. You're popping pills, you're getting drunk, because you're trying to escape from reality. That's what going with the flow is. That's what billions of people today are going through. This is why, pills and alcohol are at all-time high of consumption, because people are going with the flow and they are completely being destroyed. I mean, Yeshua told us not to follow the world. These women right here, with no weaves and no makeup on and with dresses, they're honoring God. Right? They didn't go with the flow. They're honoring God. This is God's flow for women. And if you just go back and do your research on these women, and women of color from back in those days that wore the dresses, wore no makeup, wore no weaves and stuff, man, they kept the man 60 years in marriage. Strong African women, strong African American women, strong bronze women, respected men, their man, held down their family, wasn't on Instagram half naked. Unbelievable what is going on, what is happening in the world. See, when a woman that's on Instagram half naked look at these women, they laugh. They laugh at these women. They're like, "What are you wearing? Where's the makeup? Where's the weave? Like, where?" They are so gone because all they care about is, man, where's your makeup? Where's your weave? Why ain't your booty hanging out? Where's your yoga pants? And why ain't your chest hanging out? That's the condition of the women today. That when you look at this picture, you don't think of strong black. Forgive me, Father, for saying black. You don't think of strong bronze women. You think of, oh my God, this is disgusting. That's the women condition today. But I guarantee you, these women had men. These women had 70, 50, 40-year marriages with men and raised big families. Might even be your grandmother or your great-grandmother. And today's women can't even keep a man for 3 weeks. But you want to make fun of your heritage. Because you've been conditioned in a fallen world to go straight to hell. With the weave, makeup, booty shots, breast implants. You have gone from the natural, like these beautiful women, to the unnatural, and that is an abomination to God. But you women don't care because you're all about Instagram. You're all about Instagram fame. You're all about now. And then but yet when you turn your lights off, you're lonely. You turn your lights off, you're lonely. You can't keep a man because all you care about is the outer appearance. There's no inner to you. There's no communication. There's no loyalty. There's no respect. You're quick to diss your man on social media. There's no holds barred with you. You don't know womanhood. You don't know anything about being a woman. They've taken that out of you. They want you to be a man. They want women to be alpha dogs and men to be feminine. They want you to be, oh, I'm the boss queen. I'm no longer a queen. I'm a king. They're destroying the women. They want you to wear pants. They want you to wear a weave. They want you to wear a ton of makeup to come to work for this company. Now they're also saying that it is legal to not hire somebody with dreads. It is legal because they want you to cut your hair. Because they know the power of hair. And I'm going to do a video on that as well. The power of your hair. They've never told you why they want you to cut your hair. They don't want you to have hair. They don't want you to have dreads or anything like that. They want you to cut that crap off. And there's a reason. And I'll do a video on it. But you guys remember, back in the Zion days, back in the old biblical days, women had long hair all the way down to their butts. Some black women still do today because they have the generational bloodline of that, or they have maybe some Asian in their bloodline, or they have Indian in their bloodline as well, and that gives them that natural long hair. But many black women have short hair, and I did a teaching on this already on this channel about that. It's because God cursed excuse me again for saying blacks. Forgive me, Father, for that. God cursed the bronze African American women's hair. Back in the Zion days, when they had the long, beautiful hair, because your hair is your glory, right? It's your glory piece. Your head and your hair, right, are your glory. So when you had long hair, it's because God was honored. You were honored by God, right? So when they started falling away from God, and then going into idolization and praising other gods, that's when God took their glory. He cursed the black. I keep saying black. I got it. I'm still struggling with that as well. Okay. God cursed the bronze women's hair. This is why women. This is why the Negro women, the bronze women, have short hair. I did a video on that. Okay, so I'm hopefully you guys already seen that video and you guys know about that. And for Caucasian women that are listening, if you haven't seen that video, now know why the bronze women have short hair. Many of them, at least 80% of bronze women, African Americans, African women have short hair, right? And only a few have long hair, and a lot of them are mixed with Asian, or they have the Asian blood in them, or they have Indian blood in them, or Brazilian blood, and something else. They're mixed with something else, and that gives them the long hair. Okay, but the African American, Negroes, bronze women, most of them have short hair, and they can't grow their hair, right? And I did a video on that, and it's because God cursed their hair in the Zion days when they went against God and they went to other false gods and statues and idols. God took their hair. Now, God taketh, but he also can bringeth back. Okay, so I think in that video I told you women, colored women, how to grow your hair back, right? And you guys should already know, being a woman of God that is listening, you should already know how to get your hair back. Because how do you get healed from sickness and disease? You pray, okay? That's how you get your hair back. You remove the generational bloodline curse off of your hair. That's how you get your hair back. You fast, you pray, and you remove the generational curse off your hair, right? And then your hair will start to grow. You touch your hair. You put things, you tell God, what things do I need in my hair? And he'll show you, or he'll send a prophet like me or others to tell you. Black seed oil, okay? You can use coconut oil, black seed oil. There is something about the little, onion juice type of thing. I don't really know how that works. I'm pretty sure you can research it. Onion juice to grow your hair. There's a lot of things you can do, ladies. But black seed oil is unbelievable for your hair, okay? You can intake it as well, and then you can put it on your hair as well. You can do both. And then that will start growing your hair back, right? So there's things you can do to grow your hair back and remove that curse off your generational bloodline, okay? You can fast, remove it, and then your hair will start to grow. Your edges, but look, you can't grow your hair with weave. So if you want your hair to grow, you want your edges to come back, but you're wearing weave, you're dishonoring God. Because you're still putting the weave on, and you want your hair to grow, and you want your edges to come back, but the weave is eating up your edges and destroying your natural hair. So you can't. It's either one or the other. If you remove the weave and your hair has been eaten up by the weave, then put a scarf on. Right? Use a scarf. Put the black seed oil on every day, and whatever else you find that can grow your hair. Pray over your hair. Break the curse, and put the scarf on, and then let your hair grow back, and tell God to stampede the growth of my hair. Right? So I can be able to remove the scarf, so be able to have at least a nice little short Halle Berry look, and so I can be at work, right? And then let it grow from there. There's things you can do, women, okay? But these are the first colored women voters in Ettrick, and they're wearing dresses. They have natural hair, and I believe they have no makeup. I don't see any makeup on there. I could be wrong, but they don't. They look like they don't have makeup either. And I guarantee you, women, they were able to keep men. They were able to talk, communicate. They were able to respect their man. They were able to do everything to keep that man for 50, 60, 70 years. The women today that are on IG will look at these women and say, "Oh man, I don't want to look like that. I ain't never looking nothing like that. I'm gonna keep my weave in. I'm gonna keep destroying my natural hair with the weave in. I don't care if I go completely bald and I wear the wig. I'm gonna continue to throw on tons of makeup. I'm gonna continue to have surgery on my body because this is what I want to do. I want to be an Instagram star." But at the same time, ladies, look what's going on with you. Look at what's going on with you, ladies. Take a good look. Take a good look. It's not about the outside, man. And the outside will get the man to sit down and have a conversation with you. That's it, you know. After that, you got to have the insides. It's the insides that keep a man, not the outside, okay? The outside will get him to the door. The inside will keep him inside, okay? And the inside will keep him inside. And even in today's world, it's hard to keep a man inside. Even when you give him everything you got. It's hard to keep a man. This is why if that man ain't of God, if God didn't send him, you ain't gonna keep him. Don't matter what you do. It don't matter if you do all the things I said. If he ain't from God, he gone. Right? So that's why women, make sure he's of God. Make sure God sent him to you. Because he can be of God but he's not the right one for you. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that if you bring a man in your house, and you want to be with him, you know, and you want to marry him, and he better be the one that God sent you. Because he could be a godly man, but he's not the man that God sent you. So he won't stay anyway. Okay? He gonna go to the wife that the God sent him. You know? So make sure he's the guy. Make sure he's the one that God sent. Okay? And then just be yourself. You know? Just be yourself. If God sent him, he gonna love you for who you are. You don't need all that crap. You don't need to look like the world. It's crazy. I see people that have been married for like 40, 50 years walking in the malls and stuff, and they're not wearing all that crap. A lot of them are natural. Have y'all noticed that? Have y'all noticed that when you walk in the mall and you see women and men that have been married for maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and they're holding hands and they're loving each other, and you see that they're not wearing tight pants, they're not wearing yoga pants, they're not wearing they're not wearing tons of makeup on their face, they're not wearing weaves and wigs. They just they're natural looking women, and they keep their man, right? So, and then the ones that are wearing a ton of makeup and weaves and wigs and have their booty hanging out and their breasts hanging out, they walking around the mall with no man. And some of them walk around with a man. Come back the next year, she probably got another man, a different man, right? So, look, all you have to do is go by history and you see which one's going to win. That's it, right? History will usually tell you who's right and who's wrong. So are these women wrong? Or are the women today on Instagram half naked wrong? Okay? You be the judge on that. I already know the answer. So I honor these women, the first black colored women, or the first colored women, excuse me for saying black again, the first Negroes, African bronze women, voters of Ettrick. And they were strong, and they were, I'm pretty sure that they got the job done, in those times. So that's it. Talk to you guys later, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this teaching. And women, once again, respect is number 1. Communication is number 3. Loyalty is number 2. I skipped loyalty. And number 4 is love for a man to stay. Okay? That's what men want in that order. And the reason why I love, once again, the reason why I love is number 4 is because men, if we're with you, that's basically love. Okay? For men. For a man, if we're with you, if we put a ring on your finger or we're dating you, that's love, okay? Okay? So we don't need to do that part. That part doesn't need to be the biggest part. Is communication, loyalty, and respect are the biggest part. Because if I'm with you, then I technically love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how men think. Okay? So that's it. Talk to you guys later. Eyes open. God bless. And man, come out of that worldly stuff. And allow God to change you back to your natural beauty, and also to understand that it's the inside that keeps the man, not the outside. Peace. God bless. Shalom.